using the tips will help to really clean out that pore. And if you have like acne or something, you want to spend more time really rubbing the area of acne on your skin. Even if you didn't do the oil, you want to spend a lot more time and energy to focus on healing your skin with your fingers. And that love and intention and that conscious moment, I call it conscious cleaning, it makes a difference. I don't know why, but it's like when somebody's in my office and I spend the time just loving on them and working in that product into the skin, it works better because the intention is there, the consciousness is there, you're in the moment with yourself. But if you're just like, I hate my skin, I hate my face, I hate my acne, and just doing it real quick, sloppy, that's what you're gonna get. The result is a sloppy result. Alright, well, hello beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Cody, always here to help you have the most healthy, glowing, and gorgeous skin. And if you love this info, please subscribe. So today I am doing a get ready with me, another one. I kind of like these. I'm in my bathroom and just it feels a little bit more, different and a little bit more casual, which is always nice to be with you guys. And welcome to all of the new people from all over the world, and just to also the more mature audience that has been following me, from Natalie and the 50 plus videos. You guys are amazing. I just love the love and just the kindness, and I just appreciate that. And remember the difference that you make when you are positive on my channel, and you make my day by just being lovely and kind and always considerate. It really is very helpful for me to just be a better creator and to make sure that I'm making a difference with the right people. I'm not here to be liked or viewed by everyone. I'm just here to attract the right people that are interested in what I'm sharing and my energy, and that's it. I don't need, some people say, oh, you should have millions of viewers. I'm like, I don't think I want that, girl. Do you see what they do to people with millions of viewers? I'm happy with my 25,000. It's a miracle that it's even at 25,000, and I would rather have a smaller audience that I really get to connect with than this huge audience where now I can't reply to comments, and it becomes where it's not about the right purpose or intention. So I have no problem with where I'm at in my channel growth, and I just thank you guys all so much for the ideas and your questions, and it keeps me in the game. And I think it's I thank God every day that this queen is able to talk about skincare, and that somebody even was to listen, because I always think, wow, this is stuff that I'm passionate about. I mean, I was that weird kid, just so you know, in high school, even before that, 7th grade, I was using skincare already, and I would go and open up all the bottles, and I would rub them on my hand, I would smell them, and I look at the packaging, I would read the bottles, and I always said I wanted a skincare line, even though I never knew what any of that entailed or meant, and decades later it came true, but I only realized that even looking back. So I am that weird kind of person that this is my life, this is what I do, this is what is of interest to me, and it's more of interest to me to be able to help the right people that gravitate to me and my message, that want to be here. I think that's great, and that you want to hear me go on and on and on about stuff that I just love and I love doing. So today we're going to talk about oils. And we're going to talk about all of the stuff that's going around with oils. And, some people may not agree with this, and that's fine, because some people have had life-changing results with oils. And, my first skincare line I created out of mostly oils and all organic and stuff. So there's a time and a place for all of this stuff. And I think what's great about life and the time we live in is that maybe something works for you and it doesn't work for me, and that's okay. It's fine, and the information I share might not resonate with you, and you can find somebody else, and that's fine. So but the thing that's happening more than ever is also oils have gotten a PR agent, because what I think is really funny about this is that not that long ago, everybody was oil free, oil free, oil free, remember? And Clinique or Estee Lauder was kind of the first company that she created Clinique for that reason, that people were getting congestion, because back in the day, the oils and the refining process and the formulation process of stuff, they were using larger molecules. It wasn't really refined. It wasn't really always the best ingredients. And that's still the case today, but companies are getting better with just refining things and making them able to penetrate the skin and not get congested into the skin. But even like 10 years ago, everybody was eating, drinking, bathing, dyeing, and everything in coconut oil. And then I started to notice, and I was even recommending, I'm not always perfect, but I started to just notice, I'm like, that's weird. I said, use coconut oil, and this client came back, and this one, and why? Even though like all these doctors told me to use coconut oil, and my naturopath, and stuff. So science constantly changes, and what works for you, like I've already said, may not work for me, and not everything that is touted to be a miracle that everybody is using because it cures cancer and all this stuff is true. A lot of it's hype, a lot of it is not the correct information, it's not science-based, it's not science-driven, and so you just need to know that if you're a person that wants to spend a fortune on oils, and the oils I have out today are grapeseed oil, I have some olive oil, I have some coconut oil, I have rose oil, I have Cody, I've been told I wasn't pronouncing it right, which is an olive oil, more refined and with more polyphenols, and argan oil, and then I have a beautifying oil from Aveda that has several different types of oils in here. So these are the ones I'm going to talk about today, and there's a lot more. And like rosehip, emu oil and stuff. So I'm going to try to do the best I can to kind of dispel some of the myths, talk about the benefits, and talk about maybe it's not best for you or you don't really need to be doing it. So first of all, you don't need to be doing anything with oil if you don't want to, or you don't have to. And everybody's kind of now promoting that oil is the best thing for your skin. Like I said before, just a few years ago, everybody was oil-free is the best thing for your skin. So now all these people, including people with acne, are using oil products, are using oil cleansing and doing oil because some girl on YouTube is like, oh my God, oil changed my life, it changed my acne. What that may have worked for you. What is your baseline? What is your genetic skin type? How much oil are you producing? What kind of acne did you have? What's your diet like? These are always things to consider when hearing any of us online, and that we're having a result with a product, because it might not be the result that you get, and then you're going to be really bummed and upset. And I know how it is to have not bad skin, and then you listen to someone's advice and then it's worse. So, and that can happen even with what I'm sharing. So I always try to be conscious of that and considerate of that, and to just kind of give you a broad overview of information so that you're just like, okay, maybe I don't really need to do that because so-and-so is doing that. So grapeseed oil is great on the skin. You could do all oils as an oil cleanse if you want to, and oil cleansing is something I do like, and I don't do it much in my office anymore because I just was not seeing the ultimate end result, and I do a lot more peels and I do a lot more agents that cannot have any oil on the skin. But if somebody has a lot of makeup, and if you wear a lot of makeup, oil cleansing can be amazing for you because it will help it break down that makeup. Whenever I do drag, I always clean my face, always with olive oil first. I pour it all in my hand and I get it all in here, and I'm gonna just show you today, like, olive oil is probably my favorite oil to use, and yes, I get it from Costco. It's not refined, it's not $500, it's just simple as olive oil, okay? It is organic and it is cold pressed, so maybe that makes it better. Of course, not cooking. You don't want to use cooking olive oil on your face. This is a little bit more refined and healthier, sort of, supposedly. So, but if I had makeup on, like for Halloween, I had a lot of drag makeup on, and it was packed. Drag makeup is like packed on the skin for the gods, all that powder and stuff. So, I just kind of rub it on my skin and get most of it off, including my eye area and the eye makeup, and then use my fingertips to like kind of really just massage it in. And then I use my cleanser, but you could use whatever cleanser you have, even if it's like a $5 cleanser from the drugstore. Because if you clean your face with oil, especially if you have makeup on, the oil, whatever's in the cleanser, the surfactants or whatever in there that suds are attracted to oil. So it's gonna actually suds up more and it's gonna work a little better. So today I'm just using my, exfoliating cleanser. If you had just a more gentle cleanser, like a hydrating cleanser from CeraVe, something that was kind of like not so foamy or more creamy, then you can still benefit from doing the oil cleanser and applying oil to your skin before the cleanser, because that oil, like I said, will break up the other oil and the makeup. But in this case, I'm just going to use 3 pumps of my cleanser, my exfoliating cleanser. And then now when you cleanse your face, I think this is an issue that people have, is that they're not spending the time to really love on their skin and this is a ritual. The cleansing part is such an important part of your regimen, and I know we say it a million times, don't go to bed with makeup on, but everybody goes to bed with makeup on, it seems like. Not all of you, but a lot of you, and you don't get in your hair line and your ears and everything, and you really need to spend time getting it into the hairline as if you had lots of makeup on, because that's really important. So because there was so much oil on my skin, it already broke that down, the foam in here. But now this should really kind of keep it foamy. And you know, you just really rub it in with your fingers and massage it into your skin. This will help stimulate the skin, lift the skin. And your fingers, using their fingertips will help to really clean out that pore. And if you have like acne or something, you want to spend more time really rubbing the area of acne on your skin. Even if you didn't do the oil, you want to spend a lot more time and energy to focus on healing your skin with your fingers. And that love and intention and that conscious moment, I call it conscious cleaning, it makes a difference. I don't know why, but it's like when somebody's in my office and I spend the time just loving on them and working in that product into the skin, it works better because the intention is there, the consciousness is there, you're in the moment with yourself. But if you're just like, you know, I hate my skin, I hate my face, I hate my acne, and just doing it real quick, sloppy, that's what you're gonna get. The result is a sloppy result. So I really think also the ingredients, even if they're from the drugstore, I put way too much oil on my skin, so it's soaking that up. But let me just rinse this off real quick. So if all you were using was a cheap drugstore cleanser, that's fine. Just spend more time really getting out all the oil and debris out of your hairline, behind your ears, on your neck. Really spend the time, about a minute or more. That's why when you get a facial, they do a double cleanse to really get a very good cleanse. And you can do that at home with your fingers and massage that product in. Doesn't matter the price of the product. It would work better if you just spent more time doing that. So anyway, olive oil is a little thicker oil, so it's better for more mature skin. And you could use this also as a moisturizer if you want. People always ask, should I moisturize? Should I do the oil first, moisturize first? Should I do a serum first? Whatever. It really depends on you, and really ultimately what depends on is you always want water on the skin first. So whatever's your liquidy, water-based hyaluronic acid serum, that always goes on first in my experience and opinion, and then you trap that in with the lipid. And that's kind of how the skin works anyway. It's oil and water and proteins. And so if you put the oil on and then try to put a serum on that's water, it's not going to get through that lipid. It needs the water first and then the lipid afterwards. So if you were doing a moisturizer, let's say even say the Bobbi Brown moisturizer, which I love and I'm going to be doing a full review of. So this has a lot of lipids, it's very thick. So you would add, if you want just an extra level of moisturization, whatever oil you're using, then you put that on first, let it soak in for a few minutes, and then you use your moisturizer after that. Argan oil is a little bit lighter on the skin. It helps with mostly anti-aging and hydration. It's a great oil because it doesn't feel that like kind of sticky on the skin and that heavy on the skin. It also, there's some help with acne and inflammation, and that can be helpful. It's also great on the hair and all over the body. The Cody oil, that is a kind of a vine oil. It's really nice. It's very light, but it has a really wonderful smell. It's very healing. I've talked about this on other videos in the past. Oh, it smells amazing. It smells healing is what it smells like, and I just love that. And this is a great probably moisturizer for more mature skin. I think that the people that benefit mostly from oil is more mature skin, to be honest, in my experience. The people that are younger, that are oily, or if you're very oily prone, oil may not be the best thing for you. Jojoba oil is more of a wax, and that can be beneficial for oil cleansing with you know, acne prone skin. But don't think you need an oil to help with your skin or your regimen. Like that's the one thing that's missing. If you like oils and they're working for you, then that's great, but you don't necessarily need an oil, and I just don't think you need one that's $100 either, but I could be wrong. I have not tried those $100 oils. I just can't rationalize spending $100 on an oil when I have used, I mean, it's oil. You're gonna rinse it off mostly, and it's only absorbing a little bit of the top layer of the skin. And I've seen very expensive ones, and maybe they're refining them differently so they penetrate more and they're not as greasy. I think that's always kind of like my lab has been trying to, they have an oil, but they've been trying to kind of see if I want to create an oil because it's so trendy. I'm not gonna make stuff that just because I can make some money off of it and it's trendy and everybody's gonna buy it no matter what I say. That's not me. I don't want to do that. I only can do what I feel really works, what's resonating with me and the ingredients, and making sure that it's actually going to be a benefit to the skin instead of just making money saying it's going to be a benefit to the skin when you can buy all of these other oils for dirt cheap. I also get this one from Costco. Coconut oil, you know, still some people will say it's amazing, it heals everything, and it's great for all the skin, but it has been scientifically proven that it's a comedogenic, that it can cause congestion. And years ago, we were telling everybody to use coconut oil because a lot of experts in my industry were saying use coconut oil, and then people were coming back with cystic acne. So now, you know, science changes, information changes, we all evolve, the information is evolving, so what might have worked yesterday and won't work today. So, but maybe this is perfect for you. Coconut oil is actually very light, very healing to the skin. It's very amazing. I love using it on my body. It smells very good on the skin. It does a wonderful oil cleanse. And you know, maybe you could just use a little bit as a moisturizer. Now, some people have also said, oh, that's all I use is coconut oil, I don't use moisturizer. That's not really what's supposed to happen, because in a moisturizer you have the water, you have the lipids, you have certain lipids that are formulated a certain way. This is a very thick oil. All these oils are raw oils, and even if you're buying a more expensive oil, it's still considered kind of like a raw organic oil. And so the moisturizer is important because it also has enough water in there, and it has usually sometimes a silicone, or it has other agents in there that are like ceramides that help to really proven to help with the skin and the cushiness of the skin, where these don't really have that ability to do that to the skin because it's just oil. It's not a ceramide, and it's not what's in your skin, so your skin doesn't need it necessarily. And I use this Moroccan oil with rose in it, which I really like. It's a little more greasy, meant for more anti-aging. Rose is typically more hydrating, more anti-aging anyway. You know, probably not something I would put on acne, oily prone skin. This oil attracts oil, so that's great. That's why with pre-cleansing it's helpful and stuff. But if you're putting the oil on your skin and you're prone to more oily, what could happen is your skin it can sometimes not produce the oil because it thinks I have the oil on there, but then over time you'll have an imbalance going on because your skin you always want to reach, if possible, its own natural homeostasis. So if you're giving it something too much, you kind of turn it off. So if you're giving it oil and lipids constantly, then your own skin isn't producing that, and that happens below the surface of the skin, and that's when it's doing it by its own homeostasis. That's how you retain the moisture. That's how the skin is going to stay moisturized versus constantly having to put moisture on the skin or a lipid and oil on the skin. I don't know if that makes sense or not. So I think it's important to remember that at the end of the day, that oils, regardless of them, have a tendency to possibly cause congestion and breakouts in the skin, and it may not happen right now, it could happen later. I know some of you are probably going to ask about essential oils, and I could do a whole video on that later. Again, I did one a while ago, but I could talk more in depth about oils, essential oils. If you guys really want that, let me know in the comment section below. I'll show you how to kind of apply an oil. I know that I just put that other one on kind of like haphazardly. The Cody, I can never say it, I'm sorry, I'm a gay lesbian, plus I'm from Hawaii, so I speak broken English, and I'm sure most of you have figured that out. So it's saying detox oil. Okay, first of all, I don't know about that. Like detoxing the skin, I'm not sure. Your skin naturally detoxes itself by itself. But let's say I'm going to show you how to apply the oil if you wanted to. So if you're using the oil as just an added benefit for moisturizer, or because it's dry and you just want a little bit more healing and soothing, or you did a chemical peel, or you're just wanting to play with oils or whatever, you're just going to apply like maybe say 3 drops to your palm of your hand, and then you're going to just rub it into your hand like this, and you're just going to kind of press it onto the skin like this. So you're not really trying to allow a lot on the skin. You're just trying to lightly coat the top layer of the skin so that it is just a little bit is absorbing. And then later, once that soaks in, I always think you should let everything soak in. And if you want to massage it in a little bit, you can, and move it around the eyes and all that stuff. You can do that. And then afterwards, you would apply your moisturizer to lock in that oil and to give your skin a little bit of long-term hydration and moisturization. And you can press it on or you can rub it in, but if it's absorbed the oil already, then I would say that you would rub it in and massage it in like this a little bit. You're gonna get your skin to kind of gravity to go upward if possible. And just really press those fingers using some heat and pressure in there like that. And then you allow that to kind of soak in, and then you apply just a little bit more. So you're kind of slowly introducing the products and the oils into your skin instead of like applying. I had a customer come in recently. I was like, what's on your skin, girl? She goes, the jojoba oil that you mentioned. And I go, how much did you put on? She's like, oh, I just kind of pour it in and put it on. I'm like, it's supposed to be a couple drops, not like a whole bunch, where it's like you look like Crisco on your face. And then you can press that in like this. So anyway, guys, I know I said a lot today. If you have any questions about today's video, feel free to ask them below. And, if you have an oil that you love and you swear by, feel free to mention that below so other people, other viewers can hear about them. And I hope that, today's video helped you understand that not everybody needs an oil and that they are beneficial, but in moderation. But anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, happy holidays and spend time doing the things that you like and love, whatever that is, whether it's listening to good music, spending time with your friends and family, your animal, going out to a nice meal, whatever it is. Make sure that you make time for yourself and make sure that you make time for your beautiful life, enjoying the moment, being present as much as possible, being mindful of the thoughts that you think, especially if they're negative about your age or your wrinkles or your acne. Be mindful of those. Those are just thoughts, and those are conditioned thoughts, and we're conditioned to think we're never enough and our acne sucks and our face sucks and we have melasma and we're getting old and nobody's gonna love us and all these things in our mind. That's a mantra, and it'll just keep going and keep going and keep going. And then we feel that stress, and sometimes we get accustomed to that stress and we don't realize we're so stressed and we're so kind of tense. And remember that we can change that. The brain and the mind is powerful, and how we think about ourselves. Just be aware of those thoughts so that you can go, interesting. And just sit there and eat popcorn and listen, watch those thoughts go by. Don't get attached to them. If you have negative thoughts, it's all good. Just let them pass by like a cloud, and then that's being more present, being more conscious. You are the light of consciousness. You are the grace of God. You are the spirit. So the more that you put your spirit, that awareness, that consciousness, that love onto those thoughts, onto the life that you feel is difficult or that you're struggling with, the more that you'll rise above that, the more free you will become, and the more you'll realize we're just having fun here. We're supposed to have fun with ourselves and our life, and we're not supposed to make such a big deal out of these small things. Yes, of course, we want to look good and we want to age well, but if we're obsessed about our age, if we're obsessed about aging, that we're not good enough, it doesn't matter what you do to yourself, you're always going to feel that, and how you feel is everything. So how you feel is how you see yourself in the world. So often those thoughts that we think are causing that feeling. So be aware of that thought, be aware of those feelings, and just let them pass and realize, I'm kind of getting my mind. Don't say yourself, because you're not doing it. Your mind is doing it. Your mind has a mind of its own. It thinks the thoughts it thinks. And sometimes we have those thoughts from conditioning and environment and social conditioning, our parents and growing up, and we're never good enough and all that stuff. And that's not who we are. We're more than that. We are the one that can let that go and be that observer in ourselves that's capable of going, interesting thought. I'm not gonna take that one to lunch, right? Anyway, guys, I love you. I'm getting off my soapbox now, and I'll see you really soon in a new video. Bye.